With the potential title fight on the line, top featherweights Brian Ortega and Korean Zombie clash this Saturday in the main event at UFC Fight Island 6. And you can watch the entire event live by signing up for ESPN Plus for just $5.99 per month or $49.99 for 1 full year. Don't wait, click on the link in the description and sign up for ESPN Plus today.
You know, anybody in the top 5. I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. I said I wanted to get a top 5 opponent right away. Dana agrees, and we tried to make the Ferguson fight happen. He said no. Tried to make the Poirier fight happen. He said no. But Poirier versus Conor is set up. Gaethje versus Khabib is set up. So that leaves Tony Ferguson. So El Kukui, where you at?
That shit's cold. I'm gonna jump in that thing. This one's, I have to. It's called contrast, guys. I don't know if you guys do any kind of recovery. So if you guys can hear me, I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. I never do any of these kind of posts and stuff. But what I do have, if you're kind of spoiled, is I have a hot tub and then I have a cold tub. Okay? Now, this is very important when it comes to recovery. You can do the same thing in a shower as well. If you're really sore, you take a really hot shower, right? And then you take a cold shower too. You kind of mix and match it, and what that's going to help do is create circulation. And good circulation means everything's really, 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 really good, and it's really good for you, okay? So if you don't have this kind of thing and this kind of thing to be able to, remember, you guys can always do that in an ice bath. You can fill your tub with some ice and some cold or some water, which is really nice, or then put it in with hot water right afterwards. But you might want to do the hot and then cold, you know what I mean? Kind of weird, but you get it. So look at, I'm just gonna let that guy take the ice bath for me. It's pretty cool. I like staying on this side, which is pretty nice. Very good question. Justin or Khabib? I hope they both knock each other the out. Actually, they'll probably be the first time they both actually meet anybody from Maldives camp. I got Khabib on this one. I'm gonna be real. It's in his home court. Kamzat? He's alright of a fighter. He might have to go to 55. He's too fat. If I fought Conor, would I finish the fight? Of course I would finish the fight. I wouldn't leave it to the judges. It says that right above our doors over at the Ultimate Fighter. When you first arrive in there, it says, do not leave it to the judges, motherfuckers. You know who I want to fight? F***ing Ali Abdelaziz. That f***ing rat won't shut his mouth. On a different note. Dude throwing up paychecks and shit my way. Motherfucker, you still owe me more than that. Get out of here.
I'm going to say by far the craziest knockout I've ever seen.
Wow.
So, you know,
it came out.
No, it came out of nowhere too, you know, Kenny, because everybody catches the kick, holds it for a little bit, but wow, I mean, just the fact that he the sound of it off the front of a guy's face too was crazy. Normally that's off the side of your noggin, you know what I mean? This thing he generated some pop with that, man, like a mule. It's like getting kicked by a horse, you know, but it really, that was crazy, man. I thought it was a crazy knockout. Kenny, you know what's funny, man? Everybody after that fight that caught a kick, did you see how quickly they dropped that thing? They were like, yeah. that imprint was in their head, you know?
Dude, I'm telling you, exactly. These are the kind of techniques I was saying earlier that kind of will change the game, because people are going to start thinking twice about catching that kick or parrying that kick even, because it was a devastating shot. And I also think about this. Imagine if that was in Vegas with a full crowd.
Oh,
the roof would have blown off the place.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have gone ballistic.
You know, it's funny because Merab, when he got into the UFC with Dana White's looking for a fight, he knocked out Rafael Satz with similar. He caught his kick and he just hit him with a spin back fist. But the degree of difficulty and accuracy with that just came out of nowhere, and that was like, wow. And the way the guy went down, like everything about it. It wasn't like he just did it and the guy kept coming forward. He ate it. Oh man, he just
froze him.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
way, it's like 9 a.m. here in Abu Dhabi, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. But I just want to say thanks to everyone for sharing their experiences trying to recreate Buckley's insane spinning back jumping kick knockout at home. You guys are all trying to recreate it, and you've sent me some really funny stories, so just stay safe if you're gonna do it. Be careful.
Joaquin Buckley knockout, the likes of which we haven't seen against Khabib denied.
Crazy. Best one, best ever.
I mean, Dana White's taking all the performance bonuses. Buckley, fourth ever knockout on a spinning.
One second, yes, I will.
There. Nice. Get the throw from the top. Watch the Shimura.
Rolls in to Jackson's gym to do a test on Jon Jones, so he can see them coming. Where they parked, he can see them coming, so they don't know what to do with him. They hide him underneath the cage. Jon Jones hides under the cage.
He got Jon Jones to admit a story that Chael P himself revealed many years ago.
For years.
Yes, like one of the all-time MMA secrets, like folklore, all this stuff. He got him to admit just casually that he did in fact hide under the ring at Jackson Wing to avoid a drug test. Now, John said it was because he smoked, right?
This is pre-USADA.
Pre-USADA. Baddest Athletic Commission. Surely you have heard of this story, right?
I think it was before we fought the first time.
Oh, wow.
I think it was before we fought the first time, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was before we fought the first time. It was when this happened.
When you saw him admit to it.
I was like, wow, it was actually true. Well, because I heard it. Like, I've heard it for years. And like I said last week, I was like, I didn't use it because I couldn't prove that it was true. It was true. It was true. And honestly, like, I don't really like to talk about Jones because it sounds like he's bitter. But the reality is, like, if it's true, and with Jones's history, if you believe that it was from marijuana, you're as stupid as him. I mean, you're as dumb as him because come on, that's the dumbest excuse. I smoked that, so that's why. Come on, man, that's not true, man. That's not true, man. Come on, man. I'm sorry, Jones. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry, Jones. You were cheating, man. You were cheating just like all those other times, and you got scared. He hit underneath the octagon. I mean, but boy, you got to have a criminal mindset. You got to have a criminal mindset to know that that's the place that they're not going to look, is underneath the octagon. Could you imagine that? Under the octagon?
How long?
Like, what's under there? But like, what's under an octagon?
Right.
Think about that. Storage? Is it storage? Is it storage? Like, are there boxes under there? Is there a whole bunch of old equipment under there? Are there roaches? There's roaches under there for sure. There are roaches under there. Like,
no light, right?
No light.
Boring as hell.
And at what point do you feel safe to come out? Like, at what point do you feel safe? Is there somebody calling him? Did he have his phone? Like, did he have his phone under there? Like, was he sitting like with his legs crossed? Was he laying down? Like, there are so many factors as to what he was doing under that octagon. That should have been rock bottom. That probably should have been rock bottom. Honestly. Like, oh man, I'm doing stuff so wrong and I'm hiding under an octagon from the drug testers. The guy failed drug tests on multiple occasions after we fought, before we fought, or like, you know, I know that the guy does bad things, right? But so to hear that was real, yeah, it's very disappointing and discouraging. It sucks, you know, because ultimately, like I've said a number of times, I don't feel like the guy needed all that stuff in order to win the fights. You know, he could win and fight anybody anytime. He just does not need to be doing those things. And it just shows me a level to which that people had to go. And then what about the rest of the people though, right? How do you look at everybody else, right? Like this was not done individually. So who else was like involved in him doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like you got to look at a lot of people in that gym and go, wow, you guys are kind of dirty a little bit, like kind of dirty.
Incredible that Izzy got it out of him. And
this has been going on for 6 years.
They wanted to get a warrant and go under that ring under the theory that at some point in that 6 to 8 hour span, he would have had to pee. Well, they wanted to go under forensically and collect that urine. That's how upset they were that they had been had.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches.